Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay, we've got an 8 of Swords. This is someone who is a very, has a very analytical mind, okay? I feel that you're someone who's like mentally resourceful, you know? I feel like you're somebody that if you don't know the answer, you will figure it out. I feel like you're able to pick up on things that other people don't pick up on. You're able to understand complex systems, okay? I think that you are able to push your mind and your brain and your thoughts, right? Your analysis further than most people probably would have. You know, a lot of people at a certain point of complexity kind of need a break. They kind of there's a limit for a lot of people. I think you're able to continue to like stretch yourself and grow and learn faster than most people. You know, sometimes this is really that card of like the neuroplasticity. Yeah. That the continued challenging of yourself is leading to you stretching what your mind was previously capable of. Okay. This isn't always a fun thing, right? Sometimes this is just stress. Sometimes this is, you know, too much analysis that we don't actually put it into practice. Okay. Sometimes we need to take all of this ability and we need to apply it somewhere. Okay. But I think this is a very good quality. I think this is kind of like saying, like, if you don't have the resource already, or if you don't know how to do something, you'll figure it out before you ask for help or before you hire somebody, right? Or before you sort of give up and say, I can't do it. I can't figure it out. You will figure it out. And it's kind of, that's sometimes a mixed blessing, you know, because there's such a resolve here that you will figure it out no matter how long it takes. Sometimes it might be easier to say, I don't know how to do it. I need someone else to come in and take over, you know. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what's going on and where this energy is being applied in your life. There we have a 3 of Wands. We have the 7 of Cups. We have a Prince of Cups. We have a Prince of Swords, and that is your superpower card. Okay, that is the card that rules the sign of Aquarius, sort of represents your Aquarius energy in action. Okay, and we have a 10 of Cups. So this is leading to really a lot of positive energy for you. It's leading to a lot of satisfaction, I think, when you finally get that breakthrough that you're looking for. Okay, I think your energy is shifting in a big way here. Over here we have, very, very good, the Universe card. We have a 9 of Wands. We have a 5 of Wands. We have a Knight of Cups. We've got a lot of fire and water and air energy here. Okay, I think that you are getting a little bit of a boost here from an unexpected channel. I think that it is your It's your tenacity. You have the fixed energy here, right? Your heart and your mind are just not giving up. Like nothing is able to blow you off course right now. You're going to figure this out. And this is your ingenuity, right? This is your mental resourcefulness that is going to claim this win, because you're not going to be dissatisfied until you are able to kind of solve the problem or figure the thing out. The fire energy here is good because it's kind of showing that you have this drive about you. It's a matter of pride, I think, and virtue for you to be able to do this, to be able to sort of do this independently. Okay, and that's kind of here again with the Nine of Wands in the environment. I think you're a very independent person, and you have that resourcefulness that it's kind of like you either have it yourself, or you can make it, or you can find a way to acquire it. But it's kind of like it's your ability. Okay, I think that the win here, the satisfaction, is going to come through some kind of an unexpected place. The answer for you, whatever the answer is you're looking for, is going to come from an unexpected quadrant of your life. Okay, your ingenuity, your creative solution here turns into a massive gain in terms of your satisfaction and your fulfillment. I imagine there's probably some kind of a financial aspect to this, but there's an interesting kind of absence from the reading, and that's the earth energy. There are no pentacles here. Okay, we'll talk about that. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with alien Simon Mork Ripley right on top. We're not going to take you to our leader until the very end. It will tie everything together, that card. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comment section down beneath the video. As we look around the room, we do see one major. We see fire, 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 water, 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 and then we see, of course, our air cards here. We don't see any earth cards. And that might be because we're still searching for the right answer. Okay? You are still crunching the numbers, so to speak. You're still looking for the solution. I think the solution is going to be a very ingenious solution, a creative solution that's going to turn what is now a swampy, stuck in the mud kind of feeling into a celebration, a satisfaction, a win, and a fulfillment. Okay? But the absence of the earth energy here is kind of saying that, we haven't taken the actions yet, because we're still trying to figure out what those actions should be. You're getting an understanding, the Three of Wands. You understand what the action should be. The only required step now is to implement that solution. Okay? So you have the creative solution. I think it implies that you're going to move forward in the realm of earth, right? When the world card and the universe card is an earth energy. It's implying that you know the right thing to do, and now you just have to do it. And that's going to lead to your intense satisfaction. Okay. And that's, to me, that's what the Three of Wands is. These two cards together are kind of implying that you need a solution. You're looking to solve the equation. Okay? And you're someone who's not going to give up on that. You're going to sit there and crunch the numbers, do the math, show your work until you get it. It's like almost like the answers are in the back of the book, but you're not going to look. You're going to figure it out. You're going to do it first, So there really is this kind of resourcefulness and this independent energy about you right now. I feel that the solution is going to come to you in an unexpected way. I feel like it's going to solve the problem, and it's going to lead to great, great happiness. I feel like it is a very creative solution. It's something that's going to showcase your ingenuity, your resourcefulness, and your creativity. Okay? I feel there is a lot of court cards here, so it kind of suggests to me that there's some kind of there's some kind of a team aspect of this, or there's kind of a need here for you to accept some kind of offer or something from a partner or from a colleague maybe, or that somebody around you kind of is giving you the clue that you need to solve this. Okay, I feel somebody close to you in your life, like somebody like at work with you or at school or at home, kind of has like the clue or the hint that's going to spark your creativity and it's going to allow you to kind of solve this problem. Okay, I feel like you're a very efficient person. I feel that you tend to lock in on your goals and whatever the current issue is right now that you're trying to figure out. I feel like you have the ability to lock in and probably, to your own exhaustion. You don't give up, you don't quit. You're very, very tenacious. Yeah. Down beneath the surface, the Seven of Cups, it feels like there's a stuckness, okay? It feels like there's some kind of a sticky residue on this thing that kind of is it's kind of hard to shake. This is down beneath the surface, so it feels as if this is not where we want to remain. Okay, so it is. There is this feeling of sinking somewhere. This is an emotional energy, but it may feel like it kind of has to do with finances or with the physical progress you're making, or it's just like. It's kind of like when you're trying to do that math homework and you're trying to figure out the equation, and time is ticking and it's getting later in the evening, and you want to go to bed, but it's like you haven't solved that problem yet, and there's kind of a sinking feeling that it's just getting later and later. Maybe this is about a quiz or a test or like the finals or some kind of exam that you're taking. Maybe it's just generally in life the feeling that I'm stuck in the mud. And I got to figure out how to get out of here. I've got to figure out what to do next. How do I solve this issue? Now, what is this swamp for you? It could be a financial swamp. It could be a relationship swamp. It feels like quicksand, okay? It feels like we're sort of stuck in that. It might be debt, okay? It might be some kind of a burden that is having an emotional toll. It's almost a feeling of like hopelessness, like we're sinking and there's maybe nothing we can do about it. But at this point, there still is something we can do about it. We're not quite there yet. That kind of, to me, is more of an Eight of Cups feeling. The Seven of Cups is still hope. The Seven of Cups is still a kind of fiery desire that this quicksand is not going to overtake me, that I can get out of this. That there is something I can do, and you're sitting here, at your drafting table, just trying to figure it out. Okay, you have not given up. And that's the thing about the sevens of the tarot, is that they have not given up. You love yourself enough to keep going, to pull yourself up out of this, whether this is the relationship thing or a financial thing or even some kind of an injury or an illness or something like that. Okay, rather than just waving the white flag, you're putting your mind to work, and you're looking for creative, out-of-the-box solutions. Okay, and I think something very important, a crucial piece of this puzzle, is coming from someone very close to you. Okay, you have your Prince of Cups in the background here. This is a locked-in heart. This is, regardless of what this is, your heart is remaining true. You're remaining sort of committed mentally and emotionally, okay? The fixed air and the fixed water. You're not letting your heart lament or despair. You're not sinking into a depression. You're feeling it, and you're not going to deny that, yeah, you feel like this is bad and it needs to be fixed, okay? But you're remaining true to yourself. You're believing in yourself. Okay, these two cards together, this is an intense belief in yourself. Your heart and your mind should be together like this, locked in. not giving up. No matter how bad it gets, right, you're still saying, I can do it, I can figure this out. Okay? And, well, this, as your superpower card, a card that represents the Aquarius energy in action, I feel like your mind is fixed on your goal. Okay, your GPS is sort of locked in, and you're focused on that present problem. You're not daydreaming about the future. You're not kind of like reminiscing about the past, right? You're staying right here in the moment. This is the problem on the table. You're not looking at the questions on the test that you already answered. You're not flipping through the pages looking at the future problems. You're looking at this current problem. And I think the Three of Wands is your ability to shine the light where it needs to go, the light of your attention. Okay, you're staying in the moment, staying present in the moment, and focusing on the problem at hand. And that's the kind of, see, the princes of the tarot, they're always focused on the present. This is how you're feeling in the present, this is how you're thinking in the present, and this is how you are directing what you're looking at. Because it would be very easy to just be overwhelmed by this feeling, for your heart to sink down into this mud and just give up and just despair and lament, right? And it would be easy for your mind to kind of sink into the shadow aspects of the Eight of Swords and just be confused and just feel like we're tangled up in a bunch of wires and there's no way out. Feeling helpless, right, is a shadow quality of the Eight of Swords. But you're able to kind of remain true to yourself, remain fixed in your belief and in your value about what you're doing, why you're doing it. I think the Three of Wands is implying that what you're doing is kind of a noble thing, right? I feel like it's something that is it's something that's virtuous, right? In the sense like it's going to be good for you and the people around you. Okay, it's something that is, in a way, taking you outside of your ego a little bit. Okay, in the future position, the Ten of Cups, obviously a wonderful relief. I kind of feel like the debt or the burden or the swampy feeling is lifting away, and you're feeling this intense satisfaction and this intense bliss. And I think this is just, I mean, there's nothing better than the Ten of Cups. It's that satisfied feeling, okay? And that water is fresh and it's flowing, it's overflowing, right? Every cup is filled. And I think it is, it's overjoyed. It's tears of joy, it's celebration, it's the dream come true. So it's telling me really that you're solving the problem and you're fixing the issue. Okay, whatever it might be. Let's say it is something financial. You're figuring out a plan. Okay, you're finding the solution, whether this is kind of like, this kind of like a side hustle thing that you're doing, or you're figuring out a way to kind of balance the budget differently, or some kind of a magical solution here that alleviates this sinking debt feeling. Okay, and getting to that relief. Now, I want you to claim this reading. I want you to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Your general energy is the Universe card. And this, well, as our only major arcana energy in the reading, this is a very important card. I think, first of all, this is your practicality. I think that your choices tend to be very grounded. And I think that what you're doing is building lasting security. Okay, you're building something that is going to provide for you and your loved ones for a long time. So to me, it kind of does feel like a financial thing, or it has that practical, real world sort of aspect to it. And this is also a card of Saturn. Okay, so it tells me that there is some kind of a restriction or a blockage preventing you from getting the life you want. Well, and yes, and of course, then that's why we feel like this, the kind of queasy, and that's why you're trying to wrap your head around this and figure out the solution with that Eight of Swords. Because it feels like there was some kind of a boundary around you, and I think that boundary is being lifted now through your solutions. This is also a card of a delay. Something's taking too long. It's almost like in a universe that's infinite, where there is infinite time and infinite space. Why do we feel like time and space is so rare? Why do we very often feel a scarcity of time and space when time and space is infinite? How come I got so little of it? So I kind of feel like for you, it has this sense of like time's running out. It has this sense of like, you know, and maybe it is kind of like that deadline approaching, or, you know, tax season's going to be here before we know it, or it's like Christmas is going to be here, those holidays or something. Or it's, you know, it's that feeling that the bill is due very soon, and it's just like the days keep ticking by, the hours on the clock keep going by, and it's getting closer and closer. So it kind of feels like you're trying to kind of almost you're trying to dilate time a little bit to give yourself more chance to figure out the process. Okay, so there might be something very practical in that too. Maybe you're asking for an extension, or you're asking for a little bit more time, or you're just sort of intentionally isolating yourself, claiming the time and space to sit down and focus on this solution for your whatever, you know, locking yourself in your office until you figure it out kind of thing. Okay, because there's no time to waste. Yeah. I feel like this is also the card that we sometimes feel alone in the problem, okay? And I think because of the court cards that you have, it's important for you to recognize that you're not alone. You've got the Nine of Wands in the environment too. So there is this real independence in you. But in the universe card, as it feels like the universe is expanding, it feels like the space between stars is growing greater. Okay? So it feels like the more you kind of like immerse yourself in the feelings of it, right? I almost feel like a vertigo. I almost feel like our perspective is kind of like weirdly shifting, like it's some strange movie, you know? And like, if we allow the emotions to overcome us, as they sometimes will, and we kind of start to freak out about this problem, we start to get kind of dizzy, because it feels like we're just very aware of like how alone we are. It's like suddenly the universe just like stretches out really, really wide, and we're just here in the middle of this room that's vast and empty. Okay? Because sometimes our problems can isolate us. Sometimes when we succumb to the emotions of the problem, we tend to feel like we are vastly alone, terribly alone, okay? And I think the idea here is that you're not. You do have people around you that can support you and help you and give you the little tidbits of advice, or give you the clue that you need, and I think something will click and the solution's going to be here. But it's important that you stay kind of grounded and stay practical, and do everything that you can in order to buy yourself a little bit of time and space. Ask for the extension, file the extension, you know, ask for a grace period, like that sort of stuff, okay? And then use that time wisely. Don't just use that time to like, now you have 5 extra days to freak out. No, use those extra 5 days for some productivity, okay? In the environment, you've got your Nine of Wands here, okay? And that's a strength, okay? And that is sometimes an independent strength. It's you against the world, yeah. And I think that, of course, is your reliance upon your inner resourcefulness. I feel like there's also some kind of a savings or like an investment opportunity that's going to emerge soon. It does feel like this has something to do with finances for you. And it may be that this kind of the overall like well-being of your life and of your finances, it may really be a smart idea to consider some kind of an extra revenue stream, whether it's a side hustle or like a side business or something, or if it's some kind of an investment or something like that, that kind of will help you build some longevity. Okay, and I think there is kind of a more immediate, short-term kind of problem that needs to be solved. But I also feel like you got to do something in addition that's going to prevent this problem from happening again. It's kind of like, you know, when the budget's not balanced and I got that bill, I got to pay rent, I got to scramble, I got to find a way to rub two pennies together and pay the rent. Okay, that's a relief, but what about next month? So I feel like there's something more long-term that also is being implemented here that's going to set you up a little bit nicer for the future. Okay, so overcoming the immediate problem and then putting something in place that's going to prevent that problem from happening again. Okay, so there's some kind of a savings or an investment or something like that that's happening. The Five of Wands in the position of the fear, worry, and concern. This is our anxiety, and this is Saturn in Leo. Okay, so this is something that is, again, with the Saturn energy. Okay, feels like something is kind of blocking you from manifesting your will. You have this intention that you're setting, but something is preventing you. And the restriction, it might be a financial restriction. Okay, it might be that you really are trying to save up for your future, but you keep getting these unexpected bills or just these things. You keep getting hit with all these fees or something like this, and it's just like, or you're trying to get out of credit card debt, and every time you pay a credit card down, something else happens, and then you've got to use the card again. So it's just like this constant battle, you know. And I think you're really done with that battle. You're looking for a more stable, steady, long-term solution, if anything, just so you can get some peace of mind. Okay, so it really is, I think that Eight of Swords is about finding a plan or a system that works, that can be somewhat automated, or it's something that can become routine. So you just don't have to stress out about it. And it might not be some sort of magic pill that changes everything instantly, but it might be something that is just going to work so that you don't have to always be stressed out about it every month. Does that make sense? Because I feel like you're done with fighting. You're done with taking a step forward and then taking two steps back. So something is changing here. Okay. And as it does, I feel that your Knight of Cups at the end here, I think that this is a lot of gratitude. Okay? I think that you have this ability to really appreciate things and people and to be very generous with your heart. Okay, I feel like you're a very kind person, and you do have a lot of appreciation and gratitude for the people around you, and I think you express that very well. I think there is some kind of a bonus or some kind of a gift that's going to land in your lap very soon, okay? And I think part of this is like, it's going to help you with the short-term stuff, yeah. It's like a lottery ticket. It's like a bonus at work. It's like an unexpected gift. It's going to help you in the short term. Also use that then. Parlay that forward into something that's going to be a long-term solution so you don't find yourself right back here where you were again. Okay? I want to look at the mystery card. I want abundance. You know, I think that this is a plan for long-term abundance. I want a 10 of Pentacles to go with our 10 of Cups, right? This could be a 6 of something. It could be a 10 of Wands. It could be... I think a 6 really is going to be the biggest influence here, but it might also be something like the Empress. It might be the Star, you know, those sorts of things. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. Well, it's the Sun. Well, that is glory and celebration. This is the big win. Okay? This is kind of like this is happiness. This is joy. This is also wealth. This is also long-term wealth and enjoyment, right? This is lasting joy. Okay. So to me, this kind of is now feeling that the path you're on is a very successful path. It's kind of like now the sun is shining and nothing's gonna dim that light. So there's a steady flow. And I think maybe it's like a steady flow of the financial stuff, that it's like you're setting something up in a way that feels like it's almost like passive income in a way. You know, it's kind of like the sun. It's just free energy, just coming down from the sky, and we stand out, we just absorb it. Plants love it, you know. I think that it's something along those lines for you, but I think it's something that is a real celebration. Okay, I feel like your money energy is shifting right now. I feel like this is a really wonderful like opportunity for you to set up something long term. Something that's going to continue to make your life better, that doesn't require as much mental, emotional stress every day or every month, you know. It's going to be good. And now what we're going to do is an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram, we'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner here, there's a link in the video description there. New readings for Aquarius on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, leave a comment, and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.